Hello everybody, this is Curtis coming at you with another video, finally. Sorry it took so long to get one out. I am finishing off my Kerbal Christmas Reddit. Just as it's not going to actually end. I'm just going to come back to it at a later date because I don't seem to be doing too well. So everything in here is going to be at 4 times acceleration because there's so much stuff going on, but I just didn't want you guys to miss any of what I did. Something that I wanted to note is that if you look at all my Kerbals, I brought, I think, 10 out this time instead of 23, but none of them have portraits, and I don't understand why that is. If somebody could tell me in the comments, it'd be greatly appreciated. So, when I first did this, I realized that I never was going to have enough fuel to get to Jewel, let alone anywhere else. So I went ahead and I made a refueling dock using all orange tanks and some RCS. I think it's like 6 RCS tank, the large RCS tanks, and 5 orange tanks. And I actually went through a different iteration with it first, and it didn't work out too well because the length of the ship versus I guess you'd call it the boom from the refueling post, they collided into each other and destruction happened, and it was not a lot of fun. This refueling station, when I do start making more videos for KSP, I'm going to change them a bit because this one ends up becoming very, very unstable, and I think that's, due to a lack of struts and things like that, because it was actually 5, 6, 7 different launches that created this. And so trying to play in a completely vanilla game, I don't use the attachment system or any of that stuff, and therefore making things out in space can get kind of difficult. So this is just standard rendezvous. On the news front, well, actually, before I get into that, so here's the ship. As you can see, it wobbles around quite a bit. I use the time warp mechanic to keep it from shaking too much. Right now, it's just all about positioning. And you guys have seen rendezvous before, so I'll let you just watch this. But anyways, in news, after this video was over, I deleted this save file completely. And what I'm going to be doing instead is I really like the Reddit challenges. It gives you a chance to do some stuff that because the game itself doesn't really have too many mission points, I guess you'd say. So this kind of gives you a place to focus all of your endeavors, and so I wanted to go ahead and make a full Reddit challenge video set that's going to go through every single Reddit challenge. And it's going to be kind of hard. There's a couple in there. There's like a submarine one and a couple others that I think I actually need attachments for. So I'm going to try and get everything done that I possibly can. Okay. I'm finally doing some refueling. It's going to take a little while. Thank goodness for 4 times time acceleration. But you'll notice as I do it, the whole thing starts shaking a bit, and I don't know if that's because of the force dealing with the refueling mechanism or what it is, but as I start emptying these tanks faster and faster, things just start shaking more and more, and it's, as you can see, it's really starting to become quite an issue. And in fact, the picture that you see in the beginning is what I end up doing with this station afterwards, because if it's this flimsy, then I really can't use it anyway after this, so I won't even try to refuel it. So the main station that's rocking around like crazy was 4 or 5 launches, and then a quick save, of course. And then afterwards, there's the big boom piece in between that's got another RCS tank. That's just an extender to extend from the whole station to the ship, because everything was in the way, and it ended up being a wreck. It may have brought a little more instability, but it's not something I can, I couldn't fix, and I don't know what the heck was going on here. And as you can see, it just keeps shaking worse and worse. So I just went ahead and broke off completely, and as you can tell, my ship is just spinning crazily. So I get the last of the RCS that I can get out of this thing, and to fill up this one tank, and then I'm going to basically ditch that and the station back to Kerbin, because nobody wants dirty space. Anyways, back to what I was saying earlier with the whole system, the new setup that I'm planning on doing. How's everybody think about a full Reddit channel, I guess? All it is going to be Reddit challenges. They're not going to be in order, because I've noticed that a couple of them can be done at the same time. Like there's one where you do a rendezvous at the moon, and then there's another one where you do like a 5,000 meter orbit around the moon, and then another one where you can go down below the arches and things like that. So I mean, I can do a lot of those in one run, but I'm going to be doing it in career mode. So I'm going to attempt all these things in as slow or in as little as I possibly can. And again, it's going to be all vanilla, except for I think I'll need to have some sort of attachments for like the submarine thing and whatnot, or mods, I should say. But I haven't really researched that yet. I want to make sure that I get everything within the rules. So I'll be going back to the Kerbal Reddit board to double check things. I'll try my best not to use anybody else's stuff. I'm going to promise you now that I may see a couple pictures, but I'm going to attempt not to copy anybody else, because it's not as fun when you already know what's going on. It makes it too easy. So here's me deorbiting everything. I got the fuel that I could get out of it. It ended up being only 4 tanks of 4 orange tanks that I ended up using. I forgot that I had swapped out the 5th tank with that set of RCS tanks, which I was going to refill all the RCS, but with all that shaking that was going on, it wasn't going to happen. And I wanted to focus on this because the atmosphere things and stuff flying off, everybody likes an explosion every once in a while, so that's what I wanted to do. You'll also notice that there's a lot of solar panels on this. There was a reason for that. It was that I was really worried that I wouldn't have enough power. I didn't read what the actual input is from those things, because I don't read things. I just kind of cobble stuff together, and yeah. So I just wanted to watch it. Oh, look at all that debris. You know, the large solar panels do make a lot of trash, but it's so beautiful. How it just kind of flies into space. Or, well, it'll all end up going back to the ground. So, there we go, touchdown. It's kind of cool. It's whatever. Alright, I guess it's whatevs now. Anyways. Yeah, and somehow I can still control CS board. That's something. Okay. Always try and clean up your planet. Take out as much as you can. Not only is it, more eco-friendly, but it makes load times a little bit easier. You don't end up getting a chop in your frame rate or anything. So as I think I've said before, I've never been outside of Kerbin. Like, I've never landed on another planet outside of Kerbin. But I was able to capture Duna. This was a little fast forward after I've gotten rid of the tanks. The tanks had only gotten me as far as Duna, which I didn't know really what point I was going. So I didn't really know what I was doing. I ended up going in the wrong direction in comparison to Jewel. And I realized that I wasn't going to get the Christmas tree there. It ran out of fuel. So I wanted at least something. So Kerman is going to Duna, which had me extremely excited. Because, as I said before, I've never been to another planet. And so I'm kind of living the dream here. So I know I don't have a whole lot of fuel. I could have probably saw Ike as well, but I just the excitement of knowing that I would be making it to Duna was more than enough for me. So I just went with the good fortune that I had, and I wanted to land. So it's still going to be a Christmas for somebody. It's just not going to be the 10 guys that are still on the Christmas tree floating out in the middle of space now. Going to end up starving and cold to death. But, as long as Carmen gets to see Duna, that's all that matters. So I get into an orbit, and then I just end up, I come out into the apoapsis and do a rotation and burn into the atmosphere. I don't know where the atmosphere actually starts, because again, like I said, I don't read anything. I was going to aerobrake, and I think I end up doing it a little bit, but it's not near as much as I had expected. But it's cool. I've never seen Duna, so there's a first for everything. Also, I don't know when a chute opens, so I ended up popping it at around 8,000 meters. Again, because I didn't really know the atmosphere. I probably could have brought a probe out first, but I want to try something new every once in a while, and part of space exploration is doing stuff that nobody ever thought you would do in the first place and whatnot. There's a nice little silhouette of Ike out in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of dark, but it's nice. I'm glad that I got it in there in the video. especially, like I said, being first time on Duna, is I was screaming like a little girl. Pretty excited. So at 6,000 feet, or five-ish thousand feet, I realized that my parachute still hasn't opened. I'm kind of freaking out a little bit because I don't really know how high the mountains are. So I do know that I'm at higher than zero. I will be landing at higher than zero elevation. I just don't know how high. So I end up killing my velocity as much as I possibly can with what's left of my fuel, and make the final landing. And as you guys notice, when the parachute opens up, it doesn't slow you down near as fast as it would on Kerbin, and I think that again that has to do with it might have something to do with the actual atmosphere. I'm sure it does. So you know I hit the ground a little bit harder than you normally would on Kerbin, but you know I still land safely, and I'm pretty excited. So I jump off, and Kurt Kerman, first Kerbal in my game to ever hit Duna, or first Kerbal in any of my games to ever hit Duna. So I don't know why I took a sample, because I will be taking a sample. But anyways, so here's my Christmas present to myself. So the inscription says, "May not have made it to Jewel or anywhere else I was supposed to go, but this is my first time on another planet." And you know what? That's good enough for me. And you know, Duna being the red planet and Christmas being red and green, I'm halfway there. So you know, it's all good. I'm pretty excited. So, anyways, my name's Curtis. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, like, subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. And I hope to see you again soon.